Hey guys, Bill Soriano here, and it's Thursday afternoon, April 3rd, about 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Wanted to make a quick video showing you some things from today. This is regarding my 100%, my damn near 100% objective 4-hour supply and demand zone trade plan, right? Which I give you guys for free. I have the PDF file here that you can get absolutely free. Uh, Shows you how to determine the trend. So it's damn near 100% objective, right, guys? Showing you how to determine the trend using 3 EMAs, how to determine the best supply and demand zone once you have the trend using the Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts Indicator. There's a video here that walks you through that if you click on this image here. Then once price hits that zone, that 4-hour supply demand zone, we drop down to the 1 hour, wait for a market shift. There's a video here explains that. And then we also have a video here telling you about our companies, the live educators and experts at our company that send trade ideas right to an app on your phone if you want something that's completely done for you. This free strategy that I give you, it's free, but you have to spend about 30 minutes to an hour a day marking up your charts, changing your charts, setting limit orders, stuff like that in order to use it. This is something that's done for you if you're interested in that. And then, of course, if you are interested in joining our company and becoming a member of our community, then there's a video here shows you everything you get here, right? And then we also have our secret podcast here that you can click on. So this is the PDF file you get absolutely for free with the videos to show you the strategy. And so today, I just want to show you a couple things here. We got an alert here in GBPCHF. So let me just show you this. I just want to show you what this looked like before. Of course, here's the 3 EMAs, right? The 50, the 200, and the 800. We look for price. Price is above the 800. The 50 is above the 200, so it's bullish. The trend bias is bullish. The indicator gave us this order block right here. You can see if we shut it off, you can see how it goes away. So this was the order block that we were looking to trade from, right? So let's just play this forward here, see what happens. And again, we're on the 4-hour time frame right now, because that's the time frame that we use to determine the trend bias and also to identify our supplier demand zones. Okay, so right here, see price moves up and then it moves right down there. So you can see what happened here as it moves down, right? It goes into our supply zone down here that we had marked up. I'm, I'm sorry, that's our demand zone. The supply zones that we sell from, this is a demand zone that we would look to buy from. So it goes down into our demand zone. But look what happens when it does that. What happens is price now drops below the 800 EMA. Okay. Once that happens, guys, we're no longer sure this is going to be bullish. Okay. So this big impulsive move down here into our zone where it crosses and closes below the 800, if it, that doesn't look good. So we would not want to trade this pair. Okay. So that's why I put a till flag on there. It just tells me that's a training moment right here, just to show you what happens if if we're bullish like we were, and then price closes below the 800 in order to get into our demand zone, then we don't want to take that trade anymore. Now, if the 50 crosses the 200 to the downside in order to get down there, that's okay, as long as price stays above our 800. But once price drops below, we don't want to buy this anymore. Okay, more than likely, this could just give us a retracement and then go low. Okay, so we may be able to trade this now. This may change. Once the 50 drops below the 200, we'll now look to trade this down, right? So that's an important teaching moment here for you. Okay, now if you're buying, right, and you're buying, I'm sorry, if you're selling, this was an example for if you're buying. If you're selling and price crosses above and closes above the 800 EMA to get, in order to get to your supply zone, then again, you don't want to take that trade anymore, right? So we just disregard GBPCHF. I put a till flag here that tells me, like I said, it's a teaching moment, so I wanted to show you that. Okay, and so the other pair I wanted to show you today here was AUDNZD. And again, guys, I just want to make sure that you understand this is all, what I'm showing you here is all on this 4-hour supply and demand trade plan, PDF, right? Damn near 100% objective, 4-hour supply and demand trade plan, right? Now, keep in mind, I'm trading this on demo. I'm not coming on here trying to give you signals or anything like that. I'm giving you this training for free, and I'm showing you what has happened after the fact. So you're not going to get any signals from me. That's not the purpose from of this training. Okay. Again, like I said, if you're looking for something that's done for you, not actually signals, but you can, get information on our Trade Idea app that the educators in our company send out daily right to your phone. But anyway, I'm taking these trades on demo. I just want to make sure you understand that. So this is AUDNZD. And again, this was, as you could see, price was below the 800, the 50s below the 200. So this is bearish. The indicator is giving us this supply zone right here. So let's see what happens as price comes up into that supply zone here. And again, we're on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. Now right here, you could see price comes into that demand zone. But notice how it doesn't close above the 800. Very, very close here, guys. But you get some wicks up above that 800 as it comes into that supply zone there. I'm sorry if I call it demand zone. But you could see here the price is still closing below that 800 EMA, right? Okay, so now at this point, we're going to drop down to the 1 hour. And what we're looking for is, let's look at this. Okay, so we just got to highlight this zone here again so we see it. So as we drop down to the 1 hour time frame, you can see here's where price moves into the zone. And then we're looking for that sell shift, okay? And again, that's a sell shift is when the 5 EMA, the yellow line, crosses and closes below the red EMA, the 13 EMA, which is the red line. Okay, and once we get that on the 1 hour time frame, we kind of want to wait for price to continue downward and then start to pull back. And you can see that it does that right here. So this is the furthest point that it moves down. So let's just put that there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to the 30-minute. Okay, this is something new that I've been testing out. It's not in the current video, but I'll update that if this tends to work out very good. But what I'm doing is I'm dropping down to the 30-minute, and I'm looking to see if we get a change of character, if we get that choke or change of character on the 30-minute. And you can see here that the indicator shows you that we do get that. Okay, so we don't have a change of character on the 1 hour yet. Okay, but we do have the sell shift on the 1 hour. So now we can go back to the 1 hour and we can say, okay, we're going to want to draw our fib here. Let's just remove this real fast. We're going to want to draw our fib like it shows in the video from the high to the low here. Okay. And then so we want to go back to the 4 hour and we want to see we just want to see how we could set up this trade here because we're going to have to use the top of this 4 hour zone for our stop loss, right? So let's say that we would get in at the 71. We've already hit the 61.8. So at the 71 here, that would be our stop loss. Now we have this 4-hour demand zone right here. So that really doesn't give us much of a trade, right? It's just a 1 to 1.27 risk to reward. We like to have at least a 1.2. So now we have to do is we have to go back down to the 30-minute and we have to see if it left behind a refined order block that we could trade from on the 30-minute. So let's just do this. So yes, we do find a refined order block that we could trade from, but that really doesn't give us a much better entry, right? Much better risk to reward, right? Let's see what it's giving us here. It's giving us about a 1 to 1.55 risk to reward here, right? And so we really would have to move this further up here to right about here in order for us to get a 1 to 2. Okay, so we can adjust that because it's inside of our refined 30-minute demand zone, right? You watch the video, it tells you to look for first try the 61.8, then the 71, and then the 1-hour refined zone. We don't have a 1-hour refined zone because we don't have a change of character on the 1-hour, okay? But we do have a change of character on the 30-minute after we got the sell shift on 1-hour. And if I'm confusing you, you have to watch the videos. So make sure you click on the link to get that free PDF and go through it later on. So now we can go back to the 1-hour and we could say, okay, we have a 1 to 2.03 risk to reward ratio on this trade now. Let's see if we can get an entry, right? So our entry is right up here. Okay, so let's play this forward now. See if we get an entry here. So right there, right, we can see that price moves all the way up to there. Okay, price moves all the way up, right? And it gets us into the trade and then it keeps going, but it doesn't go through our invalidation zone here, right? Our stop loss is up here at the top of our 4-hour zone. This is why it's so important to always put your stop loss at the top of your 4-hour zone. Now, in doing so, you're not going to get those big 1 to 4s, 1 to 5s, 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio trades. You're just not going to get them. In order to get them, you have to actually use the refined zone, right? And if you remember, where was your refined zone? Your refined zone, right, would have ended right here. Right? Let me see where that would have been at. I'm sorry, your refined zone would have ended right here. So you would have gotten stopped out of the trade at a loss, right? But because we use the 4-hour zone for our invalidation zone or our stop loss, what we like to call it, we're okay. So we got in the trade. There's some drawdown, right? But we got into the trade, and now let's see how it finishes up for us. You can see it starts to move down, right? And then boom, it goes right through and gives us our 2% gain, okay? So that was a trade that would have gone off today, right? You could have gotten in that trade at, actually, this was from Tuesday. I'm sorry. I meant to go over this earlier, but I just got to it today. You would have gotten into this trade. Let's see here on this candle right here, which was at 11 o'clock, actually Monday evening. And then you would have been out of this trade yesterday at 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so let's just exit replay mode, and you could see the price ended up going all the way down to there. Okay, so this is why we like to trade on demo, because we want to see this. We want to say, hey, price went through that next zone, right? Maybe we don't have to use that zone for our take profit or our goal, right? Maybe there's another area we can use. Like maybe when you see this market structure here, you might say, hey, we're going to use this area all the way down here. If we do that, we can get a nice 1 to 6 risk to reward on this trade, even putting our invalidation zone at the top of the 4-hour zone. But so there's a couple different ways to look at it. But again, what we're looking for is when price hits our 4-hour zone, we drop down to the 1 hour and we wait for that shift. Okay, it's either a sell shift or a buy shift. If you're selling, it's a sell shift. If you're buying, it's a buy shift, right? And so you wait for that to happen, and then you wait for price to continue in that direction. Then when it starts to pull back, you go down to the 30-minute, see if you had a change of character on the 30-minute. If you did, then it's safe to use that zone. And so you draw your fib from the top of the zone to where it made it down to, like I just showed you. And then you determine where you have to get in based on your risk to reward, right? So this was kind of just a little teaching video I wanted to make on AUDNZD. And also I wanted to show you that GBPCHF trade that we decided not to pursue anymore because price had dropped below the 800 EMA. Right? So again, guys, if you haven't checked out my damn near 100% objective 4-hour supply and demand trade plan, free PDF right here. All the instructions are right here. There's 2 instructional videos. I may have to revise this one here to include that 30-minute change of character, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And then, of course, there's a video here tells you about our company's trade idea app. It's trade ideas sent right to your phone. And these trade ideas come from experts in our community and the live educators in our community and in our company that we're with, which is our community, obviously. And again, if you want to see everything you get, how much it would cost to join our community, there's a video here for that. You just click on the images to get to the videos. And then this is a link to our secret podcast. There's 10 short videos here telling you about our community. And there's also a link here if you need a TradingView account as well. So that's it, guys. Will Soriano from Pittsburgh. Have a great day.